Welcome everyone once again to D20 Live's live stream. We are in, what month is this? September live stream. And welcome to the first time we've run, I think, an Original World.
Technically the second if you count our first year.
The first year, yeah.
Okay. But this is your first Original World, Devin.
Original World, yes.
So, take us into your...
Alright, but before we start, we will introduce players in just a moment, but just to let everyone know, we now are on Streamlabs, correct name?
Yes.
If you want to donate to us, you can make one-time donations in the middle of the stream. The link for doing so is down below in YouTube and Twitch and below the video on Twitch. And you can put in any message that you'd like, and the GM will read it out loud.
Within reason. Don't be racist.
Within reason. Yeah. Watching you. You know who you are in Discord. So, we will introduce our players, not necessarily your characters just yet, but just some players from my left and going across. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Tristan, better known on the internet and YouTube specifically as Arcada, and I have a YouTube channel called Glass Reflection where I have been reviewing anime since 2009.
I'm Mike. I am the guy who kind of technically runs this place.
Technically, you do. Don't
well, you
say.
know. Technically, you run this place. Technically. I'm just the guy who comes up with a plot and you yell at me for it. And I run this YouTube channel.
I'm Sam, the production manager, and I'm the real mastermind behind this whole thing. Like fingers and everything. Everything.
She makes sure that everything works.
Mutant and Masterminds?
Yes!
Oh. And one of our new players.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Nicole. I'm just a new player.
Are you a member of the 404's improv comedy
Yeah, I'm a member
group?
of the 404's, but I don't do a whole lot other than that. I'm really
I travel
boring.
across Canada and do improv comedy in front of hundreds of people.
Allow her to be humble, it's fine.
No! It's hype. I bring in influencers and steal them. That's what you keep showing us.
Do you think I'm gonna hype?
What, do I think the 404s are going to hype this? No.
No.
But, you know.
Just play like the Team Skull.
Like the Team
I was
Skull,
gonna
like
say.
how hype they are every time they show up.
People are not going to stop doing that around me for the next year of my life.
Why is it that the things that annoy you the most that came out of D20 Live, I was involved in somehow?
I like to think.
I am a negative force in your life.
I like to think. No. You see, I like to think you're trying to enhance the experience, and because everyone has banked on my suffering so much, you've gotten the performance, and you understand me as a friend, and I'm grateful for our friendship. Arthur.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah. This is the first time we're playing together, actually, for one of these games, actually.
For one of these games, yes.
Yeah. We play.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Devin because he's game mastering, stealing the attention.
All right,
That
so
was a good 5 minutes we killed.
well, it's fantastic. Five less minutes for me to have to worry about actually creating entertaining content for this. You know,
It'll be fine.
All right, so you are all Paragons. Paragons in this world, an alternate Earth. The current year in this alternate post-apocalyptic but recovered world is 2113. You are all Paragons, and what that means is, for lack of a better term, you are heroes, you are superheroes, but the world finds you both terrifying and beautiful at the same time because your powers are relatively unknown. You did best as the governments of the world have done to try and figure you out. Your powers first started appearing, or individuals, what have become known as Paragons, first started appearing about 150 years ago, but they were relatively minor and most people didn't know about them. There were people who would rescue citizens whose bikes were being stolen in the street, and the occasional bank robbery. But powers became more and more prevalent in all areas of the world. It got to such a point where the governments had to sort of step in because Paragons were uncontrolled. They did not follow judiciary law, societal law. They were outside the law by and large. And a little over 100 years ago, this culminated in an event that was just known as the conflict. And the conflict was ostensibly two different sides of the Paragon conflict, where they would debate on how to best use their powers. Whether they were to use them for the betterment of society, whether they were to use them to be their own branch of the law. Think of Civil War, but in Civil War where Tony Stark and the government essentially won in the end. And
so
now,
like the Civil War.
Like the Civil War. Yes, but I prefer my own headcanon.
Okay, fine. So literally exactly how the comic
that's it.
went.
Yeah, but the comics didn't really go as far as I think they could have.
Yeah.
So
Because everyone kept yelling at him.
Yeah, exactly. So governments now effectively control paragons by and large. There are outliers. There are rebels. There are people outside of the system, but the system essentially finds out who these individuals are at an early age. You're allowed to live with your parents. You still have normal young lives. The government tries to make themselves as invisible to your life as humanly possible until you hit 13. Once you hit 13, you are invited to come to various academies. Every nation in the world has a different academy. You are currently in Germany at the Dedalax Academy, but every major nation in the world has an academy that works with these particular individuals. And the reason these came about is different areas of the world have different powers. Paragons show up in differently. You have teleporters versus energy controllers versus individuals who created battle suits, and they're generally not seen outside of their particular nation of the world because it's controlled that heavily by the academies and the government in and of itself. All of you are starting. You're not in your first week of school. You're all 13 and 14-year-olds here for orientation at the Dedalax Academy. You're here for fun and a little bit of exercise and getting to know the school that you'll spend the next 6 possibly hellish years at, and where you'll be taught your basic high school education along with how to actually be paragons. Because once you're done this, you're going to be assigned by the government to various other paragons who will actually show you the ropes for the rest of your life. You are standing in the middle of a very large hallway, glass pane windows from floor to ceiling. Off to the left is a typical high school cafeteria. There's nothing terribly nice about that, by comparison to the Great Hall, which looks very expansive and beautiful, and all the lights sort of centering on this podium that is on a raised dais, where you are waiting to hear from the headmaster. You have about 100 of you that are standing in this hall. Again, all 13, 14-year-olds of mixed backgrounds and orientations and genders. And you are looking around, chatting, yammering, and so forth. And until the gentleman who stands at about a little over 6 feet tall. He's willowy build with tan skin, but has a fairly a frightful look about him. He has very deep set eyes. His long beard is salt and pepper in coloration, but it is so meticulously crafted that it looks like he tapes it on every morning. He comes out in a very fine suit and approaches the podium. All around you, you have your other students, and they all start to go quiet because no one interrupts Headmaster Tumult. And he looks out over the sea of young students. And over the course of this speech that we're going to be giving, all of you can make a perception roll, your first roll, versus DC 15.
All right.
For some interesting pieces of information. Okay, all right. 7. Fantastic.
I got
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Does,
Over the course of the
20 do
speech.
anything in this system?
Yeah, that's a critical success no matter what.
That's
Cool.
critical success.
I only needed the roll higher than a 2 though, because my perception's 13.
Yeah, it needs to roll higher than a
So you critical, very first critical roll of the string.
Woo!
All right. So
I can see forever.
the three of you will actually will
And there will be
will overhear
one
bits and
oblivious
pieces of
13-year-old kid
conversation.
going, "This is a nice
Yeah.
speech."
And when Headmaster Tumult reaches the front podium, he looks out over all of you. It seems to take all of you in with a single glance. His pale gray eyes watching out over all of you. Good morning. As Academy Headmaster, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you into these halls. I am glad to see so many young people from a broad spectrum of backgrounds and classes here. Know that over the days and years to come, you over here like, so, do they classify us now? Do they classify us later? It's like, shut the hell up. I don't want to get him. You want to make him mad, like, right now? Like, right now at the start of the school year? It's like, I'm just curious. Aren't you? And, like, further off, you see a different group of students, and like, I wonder if there's going to be anyone who's E-class. And, like, no one's E-class except Axis. And you don't want that. Trust me. As the headmaster is continuing on. Know that over the days and years to come you will be challenged. Your instructors set a very high bar because we have very high standards. The world has very high standards. You are the pinnacle, the paragons, out of our entire species. And as such, you must carry yourselves accordingly. And you hear very clearly a couple of people back. You're not sure who they're talking about, but it's someone in your general area. And like, do you see what she's wearing? What the hell's wrong with her? Aren't we supposed to have some kind of uniforms? And like, hey, as he said, we come from a wide range of backgrounds. Even people like her, I guess, are let in. You're not sure who they're talking about, but it's someone in this general area.
Someone probably behind me, so that
behind you. So that's and turning around would probably be a bad idea at the moment. And you're roused from that conversation. Duty is required of all of you by law. Duty is expected by tradition, and duty is innate to all Paragon character. My question is to you, and my question that I know all of you are thinking is, should it be? Need it be? Myself and your instructors will answer yes to that question. But there are those who would say otherwise. There are those who would snicker at the idea. Many out there who don't believe that duty is paramount here. But I tell you now that it is the hope that I see here in front of me, the hope in all of your eyes, that the lessons of the past and the possibility of the future will bring you organically to the appropriate answer to that question. You have a duty to excel, and your fellow students will ensure that. Look around, all of you. And now, while you're looking around...
I would like to take this moment to look around and try and find the person they were talking about.
Okay. It's in your general sort of area. Nicole, would you like to describe your character, please? Probably, okay. You guess this is likely who they're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my character, she's very poor, and can I describe, like, what her power is?
Yep.
Okay, she is actually just a normal human being, but she's really smart, and she creates battle suits and power armor. But because she's poor, she just kind of grabs them out of the trash and duct tapes them together. So they're not like, they work, and they work well, but they're just not the coolest or the nicest looking things.
Are you carrying any of the pieces on you right now?
I'd like to think I have my gloves.
Okay.
Like so my gloves and maybe like my boots. I don't want to have like my full like chest piece and helmet, but just like the cool stuff.
Okay, so you see a fairly poorly dressed individual, not in her uniform, or her uniform is pretty shabby.
Yeah, I would assume shabby. Yeah. Like it exists, but it's just not like it's one that has obviously been bought at like the like used store. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we actually have like class uniforms or anything like that?
You do have uniforms. They're
okay.
they are a deep gray with a slim black tie for both men and women. In fact, they very purposely want to unify, so men and women uniforms are exactly the same.
Okay. Yeah. Also, did we keep our old costumes? Because I know some of us actually have costumes.
That is in your locker in your classroom.
Okay,
but yes. So you look around you, and and I don't want to give the rest of you to give a description of your powers just yet. We'll get to that in a moment. Yours was important. Describe how your characters look as you look around at each other.
Well, I'm half black with short black hair, but piercing green eyes.
Okay.
So she's not super short. It's just cute short.
You would see a 6'2" tall Hispanic young man with brown eyes with a very beguiled expression on his face. He's trying his best to absorb everything that's happening. He just every time the principal makes a declaration, you just see him go.
So cute! Oh my goodness.
For my character, he's probably average height, average build. The thing that's kind of unique about him would be the short, curly red hair.
Okay.
Otherwise, he would fairly be absolutely normal looking.
There you are. In fact, just to your right, you see another fairly average-looking young white boy. He is wearing his uniform clean, properly, not as ironed as perhaps others are. The two things that are very striking about him are that he has very deep, pale yellow eyes, and his hair is short crop but pink.
Would I know what the yellow eyes signify, if anything?
No, it's that you know that paragons in and of themselves sometimes have, because the governments believe that it's become genetic, something changed in human physiology, that paragons usually are associated with stark contrasting hair and eyes, or some of them will lose their hair entirely, others will just have weird fingernails that turn odd colors or mutate between different colors. Usually there's something about them. If they're fairly average, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily not as strong or powerful as any other paragon, but associations are made, and sometimes people make assumptions about that. But he looks at you and has short, curly brown hair and sort of nods like, "Hey,
hey."
And you do see the same badge that's on each of your shoulders. And you see the number 7 in Roman numerals. That is on all of you. That is on all of your uniforms.
It's not like we're numbered. Okay.
Yep, and he has the same class symbol of class 7 on his as well. Hi, Steve.
Wendell.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. The headmaster continues on. You have a duty to excel, and your fellow students will ensure that as you look around.
So I lean over. Your superhero name is Steve?
No, are we supposed to, have that yet? I don't know, my parent...
Perhaps not.
Oh, well, I do, but my parents said not to say it just yet, you know.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, but I do have
Do
it.
not worry about it. It'll be fine.
Okay, all right. They will humiliate you when you fail. They will laud you when you succeed. And they will envy you when you try... all the students look at you. And you hear out in the distance a peal of thunder off on the other side of the hill. Yes.
Isn't that really mean, though?
Which part of my statement did you find mean, young man?
The part where people like making fun of people for failing?
No, it is not. Do you truly think that those out there who would wish you death will cheer for you if you fail to strike a blow against them?
Well, that's why you become a hero, so you encourage people to help each other.
But you must also learn to stand up for yourself, and you must also learn that when you are mocked, when you are teased, when you are feeling alone, that you are a strength yourself as well as with others.
Sorry to interrupt.
And the clouds part again.
Just the principal had this profound moment of, oh, he's just a sweet, well-meaning
Exactly.
idiot.
And the grey clouds pass back to a nice sky that it was before, and once again the podium has... It's almost like he shifted the sun.
That's his spotlight.
That's his
Instead of having a
spotlight.
spotlight, it just changes the sun.
Wow, yeah.
They will embrace... No, sorry. They will envy you when you triumph. Embrace these attitudes. But do so in moderation. Take pride in your accomplishments, for this is part of being human. It is part of, therefore, what makes you Paragon. But excess leads to tragic fall. Always remember that. Do well to accept your fellow students as peers and take hope in each other. For as there will be times where we will be alone, there will be times where we stand together. and that is how you will get through these many years together. Remember, duty above all. And the upperclassmen, which you realize are now in the balconies all surrounding this area, they all say, duty above all, as they echo in the Great Hall. And the headmaster bows his head. To all of you, I thank you for this morning. You will move off with your professors who will give you a tour of the school and then bring you to your first, well, I will not say assignment, but perhaps test is better word. From entropy, breed success, calls all the upperclassmen. And Headmaster Tumult leaves the stage. And you all have a collective shiver. And a tall gentleman, standing at almost 6 foot tall, with very abnormally broad shoulders, but a very pleasant, clean-shaven face and bald head, approaches the group of you and taps you all on your shoulder. Young ladies and sirs, if you will judge, my name is Professor Victor, and I will be your homeroom professor for the first year.
Guten Tag. Ich bin ein John. You see him holding this very worn out phrase book he found somewhere.
Good lad, and you feel, and it's a very strong, firm slap on the shoulder. Good lad, well said. That will be for your languages teacher to say.
Yes, sir.
Myself, I am merely your philosophy and homeroom teacher.
Yes, sir.
But for now, on tour, and I wish to not necessarily talk about myself. I wish to talk about yourselves. I wish you to learn about each other while we move through, out of this area and on to the next. First, cafeteria. Enjoy the food today. It's probably the best that you're going to have for quite a while. The cafeteria gives you very nourishing food, but the problem with all the variety of Paragons is we have many dietary restrictions. Don't get me started on the plant individuals. That becomes very difficult. But so the food here is healthy, but not terribly diverse. You all have, and he hands you pieces of paper that consist of 3 little slips of paper. One says, redeemable for 1 gym uniform. Replacement gym uniform, €25. Redeemable for 1 free lunch. And a second slip of paper and a third slip of paper, redeemable for 1 student RFID tag.
Cool.
They're all terrible. It's like replacement student ID tag, €50. Like, you will get your student ID tags after orientation today, but first, let us go. And he points to Arcada, your character. I believe you are Wendell?
Yes? Wendell, yes.
Yes, all right. Tell me about yourself, Wendell, as we leave the cafeteria and he brings you into a large expanse of the library. Tell me about yourself, Wendell.
There's not much to tell, actually. I'm just, quite happy to be here. I've enjoyed my trip down. I've enjoyed the speech was quite lovely by the headmaster, and I'm just very eager to learn.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. And what trait do you bear, or traits, if any?
Nothing special. I just find myself a little bit lucky.
Interesting. We are very few that your recent transfer then. Germany does
yes.
not have many of your ilk. Very much so. So what is it like? Do you tend to not trip at all whenever you walk down the hallway?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. Very very useful. I wish I had that skill. I stub my toe often, many times.
I wouldn't know what that's like.
He leads you into the library, which
This is going to be a good game.
He leads you to the library, which doubles as a computational center. You see rows of computers. Each computer has a 3D modeling printer as well attached to it, and that as well as he speaks. All have graphic design programs. All have modeling programs. You are not to make weapons. You are not to make anything. You are not to make any kind of armor pieces. That is for the manufactorum, which is in the basement, which we will get to. And you will have classes for that as well. This library is predominantly used for hobby and class-related activities, and that is what the 3D modelers will be used for. Let's go upstairs. You notice that, or you see now, that Dedalax is essentially a 4-tier tower with 2 adjoining wings. The wings are 2 floors each. And you leave the second floor wing passing through the library into the tower when he turns to Quantum. And you, what is your name, young man?
Which one do you want, sir? My real name or my other name?
Oh, you have given yourself a Paragon name.
I guess so, sir.
Excellent, of course. I wish to know both. And I apologize, Wendell. If you have yours as well, I wish to know this as well.
Wendell is the superhero name.
Is this very well then? Wendell it is. And my apologies. Yes, yours.
Well, I'm John.
You're John. Excellent.
I call myself Quantum. You see, because I think if I've got it right, I can alter the density of my body, so I can make myself like really intangible, or I can make my muscles like really strong, and I can lift stuff. And I think I've got flight down, I think.
You see, and you hear a voice off to the side. You realize you're walking with 4 other teenagers in a group of 8. And this particular individual is petite but very well built. Her arms are fairly thick for her age, with long, billowy blonde hair. Like, you think you can fly.
Pretty sure.
You think you can fly.
I had an accident.
Okay. I was going to say, you either know to fly or you don't, but you haven't had much practice, I'm guessing?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Well, if
I didn't want to get shot at.
Well, I'll leave that there then. You're like, well, trust me, unless you actually break any school rules, you will not be shot at. Take that for exactly how I said it. If you do not break any school rules, you will not be shot at.
But if you do break school rules, we may be shot at?
The security drones, by the end of today, the security drones will have your RFID picture that you are going to be taking in their memory banks. If you break school rules during orientation, which I do not recommend, and that's why I'm stating all of them as we go through this walk, they will not know the difference between you and Intruder. Once you become student, they will know not to shoot you.
Good to know.
Bonus, yes? So, the petite blonde extends her hand. Jenna.
John.
Nice to meet you, John. And you move from the library into the second floor of the tower building, and this is admin, prints at the headmaster's office, counselors should you need it, along with the infirmary and all the other administrative areas are all on this floor. We're going to and to your left you will see the trophy case, which has a whole and clearly the headmaster is very proud of the school because he has all sorts of trophies all around. And you see a shorter in your group, a shorter, larger than average young man for his age run over to the trophy case and sort of like smear his face on it, like, whoa! I didn't think so. He did go here. Yes, he did. Please keep face off of glass, young man. Name is Wilson, sir. Sorry. And he takes his uniform. It's like, do not wipe trophy case with uniform. We will get the cleaners to clean it. Sorry. So Axis was here? It's like, why is his trophy still here? Yeah.
Who's Axis?
You don't entirely know. You can make what would be,
because it sounds like this is kind of our Superman, so I was kind of hoping this would be common knowledge.
Either Superman or the complete opposite.
Yeah, he could be real stoked.
What everyone generally knows about Axis is that he is someone who many of the Paragons of the world have actually been hunting. He's not a Superman. He's in fact
so he's
as Arcana said, the opposite.
Yeah. He's our Voldemort.
Voldemort.
And he was known by a different name back then, but yes, we still keep all of his trophies here. The headmaster keeps it, as he said, as a reminder of what happens when you do not take things in moderation. Discipline, duty. Remember this. Yes, child.
Are you telling us not to succeed where we can succeed because we might turn into a bad guy?
I'm telling you to succeed where you can succeed, but if you take it too far, we will deal with you accordingly.
Alright.
Yes, sir. I will not start a evil organization, sir.
Exactly.
Insight check.
Dang, you could cross that off your list of things to do today.
Oh, there is insight. Can I actually make an insight?
You can if you would like, yes.
On who?
On
You.
Really?
Yeah. Because you said it so. Oh yeah, I totally won't make an evil organization.
Oh yeah, because I am
Quantum roll,
such a
quantum
supervillain.
roll deception, please.
There's no deception. I'm not lying about anything.
13 plus 8. So
He is not
21.
lying about anything.
Okay.
In fact, it's almost a naivete with which he said that.
Huh.
That's what I made my mistake.
I assumed evil.
Yeah.
But no, he's just a well-meaning.
He's not evil, he's just stupid.
Really, huh? I want you to take a look at our 2 intelligence scores. I want you to tell me who's coming out on top in that exchange, huh?
It's not so much stupid. Wait, where is
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
That's my intelligence.
Yeah, you're not
That's-
very wise, like talking in the middle of of the headmaster's speech.
I had a question.
You did, and that was very courageous of you. I admire this trait.
Why would I be afraid?
It is more. He gives off a very intimidating air. Yes, that's why.
Oh.
That's all. But yes, Wilson, please. Your name? And like, oh. And
So
he turns
Wilson,
around and
Tanya,
Wilson.
Steve.
Wilson.
Is Steve
Jenna.
with us?
Steve is with you. Yes. So you have Steve. You
Yes.
have Jenna,
Jenna.
who introduced herself to
Right.
to Quantum,
Yeah.
and Wilson.
And Wilson.
And like,
We have classmates.
and he straightens out his uniform around his frame, like Storm Sentinel.
Out of character. I like this guy. Out of character.
In character. No.
He like,
Awesome name.
I am death, destruction, murder.
Lord.
okay,
So much
he's
better
like,
than Quantum.
I like it. Storm sent 2 nouns together. Yes, very good, very good. Please, Storm Sentinel, step back in line, please.
He's like a guardian of the storms. That's so much better than my name. You okay, Sam?
And there's a tall girl walking behind you, and she sort of mutters under her breath, like, I no longer feel bad about mine. Jeez. As you continue on, you look up and you see this tall individual with caramel-like skin.
You're gonna be drawing like every single character in this, aren't you? Because it's not even for D20 Live. It's just
Just
you be.
myself.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
for
just
your
like,
own
this is
happiness.
everyone. It's gonna go up in the Discord. It's just like this.
She has caramel skin and lilac eyes,
Yeah.
and
The
this
picture
seems
of
fairly
Storm Sentinel
mousy
will be
just
from
from her,
behind,
just
so you
from
can
her,
see all of our faces of
her
unimpressed.
countenance. and leaving administration, we come to, and he leads you through a series of other ones. You go through visual arts and music, philosophy and magic. He takes you to the manufactorum
We have
as
magic.
well.
This
He
is
looks-
actually both in character and out of. We have
And the-
magic.
Yes. What was it? Sorry. Yes. The Victor turns actually to the young woman with caramel skin. She lets off little sparks on the tips of her fingers.
Everyone's got better powers than I do.
It's okay. No, they don't.
And I'm finally in a place where I can actually sort of show this off. So don't feel too bad. It's okay. See you and Fantasia walks up to you and puts her hands on both your shoulders.
Okay, that's a thing.
You are, this Jenna,
Okay,
strong and worthwhile. Believe in yourself.
but if I hit.
Believe in
something
yourself.
hard, their head will explode.
What?
That's really mean if that happens. I mean, it hasn't, but I'm worried about it a lot.
I would be too, but that doesn't stop you from seeing yourself as worthwhile, though, does it?
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Right.
All right. So you're led through visual arts, philosophy, and magic, and who you now know as Sonia. Yeah, we do. It's mainly in England, but Jeremy occasionally gets them.
Is there anyone part of our group that we haven't been introduced to yet? So she
Just the four.
Just those.
Just those four. Yeah. Sonia, Jenna, Wilson, and Steve.
Okay.
And so
You're
and
in your head now, aren't you? Your sketchbook's right there.
I'm not going to do it in the middle of the street.
Yeah. Like,
and you're led through all the various areas of skill until you come to the left end, until you come to the opposite wing from where you started, into a very large gymnasium that is appropriated ridiculously with beams and pools and tunnels that are made out of stainless steel, tight ropes, all sorts of things. And it's an immense gymnasium. The western wing is much larger than the eastern wing. And you come upon a redhead. Where in my notes? There. You come upon a redheaded woman who's wearing the gym uniform, and she waves at each of the professors, and you see that all of the other tour groups have eventually made their way here. And there are 10 other tour groups that are with 8 people each that are coming into the gym. And the redheaded woman in the gym uniform says, "All right, students, time for your first tests. You were to hand in your gym uniforms to the bots along the left. Women on the left, men on the right. If you do not have a gender or are a cyborg, you can use either or. That's fine."
so out of character question, the main uniforms are
School uniforms,
school
which are separate
uniforms.
from gym uniforms.
Okay,
but
so
they have the same colors.
the school uniforms are identical regardless of gender,
Regardless
but
of
the gym
gender.
uniform is different.
The gym uniforms are different. They're just because they need to be fitted.
Okay.
Right. So, the gym uniforms are different
Sweat.
insofar as practicality requires.
Okay.
They are different. And said, make sure you tear away and turn in your gym uniform tickets. You lose your gym uniform, that's a detention. And so try and not lose them. Try and not get them too torn up. If they tear up during gym, that's fine. We can get them replaced. Just don't lose them. And I'll see you back here in 15 minutes. And all the orientation students just start to line up and file in to get their uniforms. So, while you're lining up, before we move on, do you want to speak to any of your other classmates or to your professor before we move on? Yeah.
What is this test going to entail, and am I actually allowed to use any of my battle suit for it?
The professor says, "Do you it's like, I'm not supposed to say much, but do you have anything that creates flight in your suit?"
Yeah, okay.
That is a no. Everything else is fine.
Okay, deal.
No flight, I believe, unless Mrs. Fox has changed the rules.
I just don't want to put on gloves and have to punch someone and,
We have an infirmary.
We have Wolverine on drip feed. It's okay. We use his blood for everything. He
So-
gets it right out.
Yes.
So it's just flight. Anything else that can make you go in the air, though, is not.
If you can jump high, as far as I know, she's still okay with that.
Okay.
If you can climb quickly, she's still okay with that. Even hovering, she is a little.
Okay.
She's meh about. Last I know, but she will make it. She'll make it very clear once everyone is changed. So unless there's anything else, you change, come back out, and you all line up with your teams. All right, so class, this is effectively an obstacle course. You will be doing this as a team. Here are the rules, and here's how it's going to work. You're going to run the obstacle course. One member of your team continues does an obstacle. You must wait for all your team members to complete an obstacle before moving on to the rest. I see you jump ahead to the next obstacle before all 8 members of your team are done.
To be shot at?
No. God.
Are we allowed to smash the obstacle to get through it?
If you smash the obstacle, you'll be docked time. I'll get back to that in a second. If you these obstacles are all going to be timed for their completion, as well as there might be some other things that depending on the obstacle that will penalize you time. The total time for your entire team to complete the obstacle at the end of the course will determine who the winner and loser is. If you're the loser, I'll be watching you for the rest of the term. You don't want that. If you win, you get a free get out of detention pass. You also get a free I forgot my uniform because I'm a screw up pass, and you'll be given 1 forgiveness about your uniform. Everyone else, well, that's just accolades and bragging rights. The rules are no flying, no carrying your teammate, but you may push, pull, or drag your teammate if you see fit. No lethal powers. To answer your question, no, we will not be shooting you. That's not what we do here in my class.
I was told if we broke the rules, we would be shot at.
That's fair, but that's the security drones. If a teacher does that, let me know. We'll have words, and they don't want to have words with me. Trust me, they know that. So. No lethal powers are to be used. To go back to what you were saying, if you are possessed of super strength and you destroy the obstacles, you're going to be docked time. However, every other member of the other teams can use the hole you made in said obstacle, and they will not be penalized. Aside from that, teammates cannot start a new obstacle before the previous one was done, and that's pretty much everything. Aside from that, use your powers how you like, work together. But also show yourselves as being capable on your own. And
from where we are, can we actually see the whole course?
You can, yes.
Okay.
There is a wall. There's tunnels that has at the start of it. At the start of each of the set of tunnels, there's 1 per team. Mm-hmm. There's a podium with what looks like 8 eggs. 8 eggs on each of the podiums.
Actual eggs or just
actual
eggs?
Okay. Nope, actual eggs. There is a large swimming pool. There are balance beams. There is above a separate pool. There are multiple pools in this gym. Above one of the set of pools, you see a set of 10 mannequins that are hanging from ropes. You see hurdles on a track. You see in 10 isolated areas small laser grids. Not sure what those are, but you see the lasers that are moving through them.
The lasers are visible?
Hmm?
Are the lasers visible?
The lasers are visible. There's a small mist that moves across, just hovers above the ground. And you see a third pool, but you don't see anything at the bottom of that pool aside from 10 chains that are sort of going up and out of the pool and tied to a very strong reinforcement. Okay. You don't know what's on the other end of the chain that's in the pool. Mm-hmm. And then a basic relay track that runs the entire perimeter of the gym.
Okay.
So here's basically how this is going to work. All of you, I've already rolled for all your NPCs, but each of you are going to be basically making a series of rolls, or one roll for each obstacle, athletics or strength or whatever. You can use your powers how you see like, as long as it doesn't break the rules. I'm already seeing Sam smiling, going, well, I guess.
I have so many questions, because I know exactly what I could do for everything, and I'm like, I don't want to cheat though. I want it to be fair.
Yep. Yeah, but Mrs. Fox did say you can use your powers how you like, outside of no flying,
yep,
no carrying your teammates, and no lethal powers, and please don't destroy the obstacles.
Yep.
It's damaging school property. You see that all of the satchels that you are brought here with, including your costumes, the rest of your battle suit, everything else, are laid out where your teams are, so you can get on your pieces if you feel that you would like. And we will get started.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing you come to is a 15-foot wall made of wooden slats. Okay. This is going to require a single athletics check to get over and a single tumble check to get to the other side. Though I'm going to basically go from left to right, and you tell me how you resolve this obstacle. You can either just straight up climb if you're strong enough, or Sam just kind of going, I got this shit.
This isn't even a.
All right. And if you're curious how your other teammates are doing, you can ask me because I roll them up ahead of time. But okay. Arcata, how are you or Wendell, how are you?
So athletics, right?
Yes. Roll athletics.
13.
13. All right, and roll one more time, please.
Just a roll.
Just a roll. Yep, it's your athletics check for
natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay, so you climb the wall. It takes you a little longer as you're making your way up. Mm-hmm. So the DC was 15, so it takes you 2 rounds to actually get to the top of the wall. You stumble a little bit and catch yourself, but you make it to the top of the wall.
Yeah.
And on the other side, do you have athletics or like it was a natural 1?
It was a natural 1.
Okay.
And my athletics is 0.
Okay. So it takes you a short while to get to the top of the wall, but as you you try and jump to the other side and tumble down the other side, your foot slips and you fall crash on the ground.
Yeah, well.
And you hear the rest of you hear a thud on the other side of the wall.
I should have gone first.
I meant to do that.
You hear Jenna like, "You okay?
Oh yes, I'm fine.
Excellent. Walk it off. You can do it. You can do it." And then she turns to Quantum. Believe in yourself.
Well, I can phase through, but I don't wait here for everyone else to go through in case anyone else falls.
Okay. So go ahead.
So I look up at the wall and I'm like, okay. I teleport up to the top.
And then you see Mrs. Fox is like, "Hey, you." That's technically not flying. Sure. Okay. Go ahead. Technically not flying.
Down.
And the rest of the students are like, "What the hell?" And like, "I never said you couldn't use your powers, kids. You gotta think on your feet. That's totally fine. I said no flying. She's clearly just smarter than the rest of you."
I'm gonna tumble down because I'm not gonna cheat to go down.
Okay.
It's just I know I'm not gonna be able to climb up it, so I'm just gonna go boop, fall down. So my acrobatics is
Go fuck yourself is what the acrobatics is.
You didn't even need. What do you mean you can't get up it?
18 plus 14. So to tumble down.
You could have walked up the wall.
That's not true.
You kind of could have.
My strength is 1. Climbing up would have been hard.
Yeah, I
You
didn't.
see that
My
you
strength
can,
is 0.
you
I made it
very
up.
gracefully tumble down the other side, and several of the students are like,
Like,
just
cartwheels.
glaring at you in anger.
So I'm gonna wait to see if anybody's gonna fall because I'm gonna try and do something just to help.
Okay.
I'm gonna aggressively pull myself up with my arms. Where is it? There it is. 14 plus 6, 20.
Okay, all right. So again, just because you have super strength doesn't mean you're the most graceful person. So you do pass it in this instance. You don't like fall into the wall, but essentially you just grab the wall, fingers in between 2 slats, and heave yourself over, throw yourself over the wall. Make a tumble check to land on the other side.
This is fun. I hope we do more of
That's
this.
acrobatics?
Yep.
9?
Yeah.
Just in general.
If I see her falling, can I use my powers to create a portal so that way she doesn't fall?
No,
that
no,
far?
she's falling, but she's falling hard. And do you want to do a 3-point
Why
landing?
don't you just make a portal that we all would
Superhero landing.
So she-
Superhero landing.
We'll set the rest of the gym. The floor of the gym just kind of shakes as
As a mech
Actually, you haven't
suit
introduced it to what's your character's name?
Oh, my character's name is Rocket.
Okay, Rocket. Yep.
Superhero name, because of where she grew up, is Greasy Gearhead. But I'm just hoping everyone just calls me GGH.
So GGH hurls herself over the wall, and the gym gives a thunderous roar as she does a 3-point landing. Thud! Your legs are jarred. Like, whew!
Well, she did the superhero landing. What do you want?
But you did the superhero landing, and
Super
then
murder on
bad
your
for your
back.
knees, yeah.
and you see
it's
that
bad for you.
some of the other students are thrown off their feet, and they're looking at you. Huh. All right. And some of them acrobatically kick themselves back up. But Miss Fox, standing in the center of the gym, like, "Did you break my floor, kid?" And you see there's a couple of cracks.
It's not broken. I wouldn't call this broken.
But it
If you-
needs to be buffed.
Yes.
Cool. You're gonna help me fix that.
Oh.
Like, moving on. You're last. Go.
Okay, I walk through the barricade and just
And several other students on the other side. Oh, come on!
But it's my power! I'm sorry, do you want help?
Like, no, I don't.
You sure I can carry you up? I can lift a lot.
I don't think anybody should.
No
be-
helping
I
the other
don't think
teams.
anybody should be complaining yet. This is only part 1 of the obstacle course.
That's
Advantages
true.
here may not be advantages.
And they see the rest of the students continue to move on. The rest of the rest of your team, aside from Storm Sentinel, who tries to actually get his best, but he's not the most athletic person in the world. So after falling twice, he Miss, you said no flight, right? Like, yes, no flight. Like, but I can't be carried, but I can push myself. Like, yes, Cool. And he waves it as a wave of his hand, and it's like the air all around you is vacuumed towards him, and he funnels himself up using the surrounding air current, and throws himself over the obstacle and lands with a dust of air on the other side. Like, well, at least I tried doing my own thing. Yeah. Jenna very easily, almost with the same, but with one arm, this kind of does. With one arm climbs over, and the rest make themselves over using normal athletics. One. Next is you come to these tunnels. You all have to take an egg. You're going to make a DC 10 athletics check. If you fail the DC 10 athletics check, but I need degrees of success, and that's how this is. Every 5, for those who didn't watch the tutorial and are fans, for every degree of success you get, if you get at least 1 over the 10, your egg doesn't break. If your egg breaks, then you're going to take penalty time.
I'm going to end up using like all of my luck points just for this goddamn obstacle course because my athletics is 0.
Jeez. I got an 18 total.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, no, I'm re-rolling that.
Oh.
Okay, use a hero point to re-roll it, or a luck point if you
Luck
want it.
point.
Luck point? Okay, go ahead.
17.
Nice, okay.
18 total.
18,
for
nice.
athletics.
All you guys are blowing through this.
13.
Okay, alright. So, unfortunately, as you make your way through, you carefully move through the tunnel, doing your absolute best, like, I'm good, and then as you are pulling yourself out of the tunnel, you accidentally hit the roof, and the egg cracks against the roof. You're not the only one, unfortunately. Sonia seems to be, for all of her mystical art, she's sort of making the egg float. So she's sort of holding it out. Unfortunately, she pulls herself out of the tunnel and ends her spell. She tumbles the egg and it drops at her feet as well. So there, that's fine. All right, next you come to a... Yep.
Teacher, what happens if we break the eggs?
Penalty time!
Oh, we tried really hard.
And most of you succeeded.
Okay.
Clearly the rest of you need to do better, don't you?
Okay.
Imagine the teacher is just J.K. Simmons.
Robot hands are not fleshy, they're flat.
They're flat. You sort of your super strength went, okay, I'm good. Kishing! Oh, shit.
I'm surprised it didn't hit someone else on another team.
Yeah.
It's like, I got 1! Well, so I'm not getting that back.
All right.
Fat oof.
Third obstacle is a 120-foot wide pool. You will all have measurements on the back that will determine how far in your strength rank. Your strength is equal to your rank in strength.
Okay.
All right, so
Fucking
that's
0.
so you as 0, so you're gonna have to do 2 rolls, Arcana, for every 60 feet. You're gonna be doing 1 round of rolls. Okay, so it's a DC 10 athletics check, fairly easy one.
Still, 50-50.
50-50.
I don't like those odds.
You're gonna
taking
do
your extra
2
PowerPoints
for
and
those
putting
that
them all into athletics,
for those such
Pretty
as,
much.
for those such as Greasy Gear and Quantum. You just need to do 1 because in a single 6 seconds you're gonna make it across 120
Yeah.
feet without much effort.
So it's the distance, right?
It's the distance of 120 feet. That's the distance. You'll see 120 on there. If you are above that in terms of your strength rank, you can get that much further in 6 seconds.
I mean,
I'm at
I'm at 1800.
I'm at 2,000 miles.
Yeah, you could
Are you just gonna
sneeze.
teleport across again?
No.
Are you literally gonna have like a portal at the bottom of the pool and you're gonna just do?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I actually have a thing called change velocity.
Mm.
So if I just make a portal if I make like a thing in front of me and then zoom through it and go faster on the other side, I can do that.
You can do that.
I'm
Yep.
gonna do that then.
Okay.
Now
All
you're
right.
thinking with portals.
Exactly.
So basically, so you go first. You shoot it. You create your portal, teleport yourself to the other side, just off the opposite edge, and your inertia carries you to the opposite side of the pool. And like, good use there, kid, says Mrs. Fox. Good job. The rest of you, yeah.
Okay, so it's athletics again? Just more athletics? And I have to roll twice?
Woo!
Jenna walks up to you like, are you okay with like if I grab you? 'Cause she did say pull, and she throws you a wink.
I would appreciate that, yes.
Okay.
While I
all
can
right.
make it across, I don't guarantee I'll be able to do it in a timely manner.
Yeah, we need to make up some time. It's like, so she when she's not looking, when the teacher isn't looking, Fantasia drops into the pool. It's like, come on,
Okay.
grip me tight. And she puts her foot to the wall and kicks off the wall, and you are propelled across this pool extremely fast as her suit. Woo! 20. So not only does she propel herself across the pool, she kind of propels herself out of the pool and lands on the other side with you being yanked behind. And she holds onto you in midair, like before Miss Fox turns back. Oh shit. And sort of drops you as you land on the upside of the pool. And
Made it!
And like, good job, kid. And she glares at the two of you, not
I
happy.
just look at her.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, go.
I got 11.
Okay. All right. You got 11?
Yeah.
All right. And you can do that because of your super strength rank.
Yep.
Your arms
It's
just...
true, I just
Yep.
go.
You get across the distance in
It's
the
like
pool without
one,
issue.
like...
Yep.
Okay, so I've got an 18. So what I do is, can we have it make this a little bit more comical than it should be?
Sure, yeah.
So, Quantum just perches on the edge of the pool to dive in, but he puts a little too much strength behind it. He just launches across the pool by accident. He catches himself on the other side. It's like, well, that worked. I didn't fly, I think.
So he sort of jumped across the pool.
Because you know how you pierce for a diving? He's just like, okay, I've got this. And you just go just across the top of the water.
Like an arrow. Just
Yeah.
like...
Make an intelligence check.
Uh-oh.
Basic 1. Basic 10.
Cool, 27.
You know to dip your toe in the water just long enough to count it as swimming.
Okay.
And you go across the pool, and Miss Fox watches you, like, and you show your foot, and you see a little drip of water, like, counts. And the student's like, "Oh, what the fuck!"
I did it.
All right.
And I didn't break the rules.
Next one is a chasm. For this one, since it's balance, you can use either acrobatics or raw dex. That's fine.
Raw dex.
Yep, raw dex.
So instead of a 0, I can use a +6.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's good.
So it's either acrobatics or raw dex, and in this system, for those that didn't watch the stream, you have no ability modifiers like other D20s. You just add your score. So if you have strength 10, you add 10. If you have dex 6, you add 6.
Is it still a DC 10?
Still a DC 10, yeah. Yeah.
So I just need to roll above a 4.
Yep, go ahead.
Just watch it be a fucking 4. God! Look at it! Look at that motherfucker!
Now, Arcana, I think you should have taken foresight there, man. I'm just saying.
What was it?
4.
It's a 4! I was like, I just need to get above a 4. And then it's just like, oh, a 4? Here.
Should have said above a 5. 7 dice.
Yes.
I don't know why you brought
as
that
you were
giant
started-
model in.
Hey, my first
Wendell,
roll with it
as
was
you-
a nat 20.
I'm-
To
Wendell,
be
as you
fair.
said- Yeah, I know.
As you're starting to fall, you see a tiny little glowing orange disc that catches your foot. You see that, and you see Sonya at the very end, just sort of like
Someone that has a
crossing
luck
arms.
power, I'm pretty fucking unlucky today.
You're getting
So
it
she-
out of your system now. You're giving us a false
She
sense of
caught your foot in a
weakness.
very Doctor Strange like manner of like putting a disc there for your foot to fall on, and you make it across. She's like, no one seems to notice as she yawns. Okay, go.
I added my dex to this, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay, my dex is 3, but I got a 16.
A 16? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, actually, no, 4 plus 6, that would have made me 10. I just made it, but
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
make it. Alright.
Yeah. You made it?
Like
Yeah,
math.
oh yeah.
Okay,
I got
alright.
19 total.
All right, done.
I don't like math.
Go ahead.
Acrobatics
Why don't you
of
just portal
20.
Without issue.
Without
So
issue.
you actually don't use portals this time.
No, I just tumble across. The cartwheel thing.
And you actually catch the attention both because of other advantages that you have. You catch a lot of the eyes of the other students as you very gracefully tumble across the beam. Even Mrs. Fox is sort of watching, going, "Oh," and then and notes that she needs to keep her eye on you for later. Like, maybe member of the gym squad. All right.
Hashtag gym squad.
Hashtag gym squad.
8. 10! I just made it! Yes!
So you all make it across without issue. The rest of your team actually
the dice for, because I technically did make it. I don't know if I should shame my dice yet.
Don't
Wait,
you?
if it fails you again.
Yeah.
So all of you see that
you
the
can
rest
see
of
your
the rest of your
backup
team
dice.
all makes it across,
It's like- it's just like
except
this,
for
yeah.
Steve, who goes about halfway across the balance beam. before he starts. Oh no! Achoo! And the bee and energy blasts come out of his nose and out of his mouth and sort of fracture the balance beam, and they're quite powerful. They actually rip through and disintegrate a section of the balance beam as he tries to keep his balance and falls down.
Okay, can I get down and save him?
No, portal
So
underneath him, so that way he comes out beside us.
okay, so you drop, and before he hits the ground, Miss Fox like and she looks at you as he makes it across like, well, technically he didn't fall, I guess. He didn't hit the ground. You okay, kid? Like, yeah, just give me a moment. Oh, God, it's like he's actually trying to resolve a bleeding nose as his head is
I
craning.
just kind of mutter to
Right up
myself.
to the sky.
I wonder if that's technically flying. He went for the ground and missed.
You're like, I'll be good. Just give me a moment. Hold on.
It's like the case Storm Guardian would have counted too.
So, as the group of you are walking to your next obstacle, again, you have a pool with a single mannequin that is tied to a rope suspended above the ceiling. And Mrs. Fox calls out, "That's a quick harness release. So if you try and tamper with the mechanism of the release at all, or tamper with the rope, they will fall in. If the mannequin drops in the pool, or if any of you go into the pool, you lose time." And
What are we supposed to do?
Save the mannequin?
Save the mannequin. Be a hero, kid.
So we would grab the mannequin and get to the other side
Get
of
to
the
the
pool.
other side.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How?
Be a hero. Save the hostage from the pool of awful acid.
So wait, there's a mannequin that's
A
hovered
mannequin
over
that's
a
suspended
pool.
20 foot above the pool, and you need to get the mannequin to the outside of the pool without touching the pool, and without the mannequin touching the pool, and without tampering with
Do
the
we all
mechanism.
have our individual mannequins?
Nope.
It's
It's
just
a team cooperative.
good, because
Yeah.
I'd be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you could just put a portal below the mannequin, and I think your gauntlets can shoot out the rope.
I mean,
Well, don't we lose time for breaking that?
yeah, we lose time for
For
breaking
the mechanism.
Yeah.
Ah!
So-
The mechanism, that's actually like the quick release. If you
Okay,
try and
so
tamper
if we
with
don't
that,
touch the mechanism, but if we were to cut the rope,
that's acceptable.
How long is the pool?
The pool is, this one's 60 feet across.
I can't jump over it.
Well, you don't have to. We just have to save the person.
Okay,
So just shoot the rope out, and you make a portal. That would work really well.
okay, well,
Okay, so it's an
And you
inanimate
can-
object,
you can
which
augment-
means
you can augment the
DC
results,
10.
DC
Okay.
10.
So you're going to make a ranged blast. You have a ranged attack.
Yeah.
And to the magic girl as well. Can you make sure it falls straight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
can
we
do
can do
that.
this as a team.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So Sonia grips one of the many. It looks like very long teeth that are she pulls out a necklace of what look like very bestial teeth.
Gross.
And she holds one of them, and red mist travels from her fingertips and moves towards the mannequin, holding it in place. Like, I think that should be good, but I can't hold this for long. Go.
I'm shooting it.
Shoot.
That was a nat 1.
Well, you.
So you
As long as you don't hit the mannequin.
So you miss the mannequin, miss the rope, miss the mannequin, but hit the ceiling and shatter some glass. And Mrs. Fox looked at you. Well, I guess that's why we're in school, huh?
It's not perfect yet.
Exactly. So try again.
She didn't hit the mannequin.
No, she didn't.
It's true, I didn't hit the mannequin.
Yep.
looks better.
17, yeah.
Okay, so this time you take a little more
There we go.
careful aim.
Yeah.
Blast. Cut the rope immediately.
Portal underneath.
Portal underneath, and Sonia lowers the mannequin through, and it, I guess, appears on the other side.
Yep.
Like, acceptable. Move on.
Yay, good.
So that was 2 rounds. Good. All right. And we're into the last section of this obstacle course. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is a 60-foot track. All right, short track with 3 hurdles. Basic DC 10. Sorry, Arcana. Athletics check.
Just let him use his dex.
Yeah, you can use your dex if you like. That's
Okay.
fine. Yep.
Thank you.
Not so much a balance
I've
in
He
this.
six
has an
dex.
agility of 6 and a dex of 6, so just
Yeah.
let him use that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because that should be applied
this-
to his skill rolls, really.
It's a basis for it should be a basis for the skill rolls, but not in every case.
Okay.
But yeah, but that's fine. So it's
Yeah, because it says, like, if you look at acrobatic skills,
Yeah.
it says ability 6, but the total is just a line, a dash.
Well, you can add then you should be adding your 6. I apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think I failed anything then.
No, you've actually been doing very well.
I've been doing good.
You've been doing good.
It's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
And
But
we've
yeah,
altered
so
reality.
Without a hero point.
Oh.
Yay.
actually, there's only been one where you actually failed. Do you want to use your hero point to edit the scene?
Oh, the nat 1.
The nat 1, yeah.
Nah, that's good.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
We're teenagers. We're learning.
We're
how to
learning
be better
the powers.
Yeah.
All right, so basic DC 10 for every degree that you fail, down to obviously maximum of 0. You knock down one of the hurdles. Yep.
I'm not gonna stop putting my hand up. I'm just gonna face through my hurdles.
So you're gonna run and go.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's you. It's not flying.
Okay.
Use of power.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so you don't have to make the roll because there's no chance of you hitting the hurdles. What did you
20.
get? 20. Okay.
Unnatural, but
Okay.
20.
And it's a 60-foot
Someone
track. And what's
called
your
this
strength
20
rank?
Unnatural.
And what's your strength rank?
Strength is 0.
0. Okay, so that is 0. That is 30 feet. Okay.
You okay?
Right. So
So wait, how far is the obstacle course?
it's 60. It's a 60-foot track.
Oh, so I need
you
to
at
do another
strength
roll.
0. You, no, what's right?
I need to do another roll?
You do need to do another roll.
Fine.
Yeah.
Shit. That's even...
That's jacked.
That's
Just-
jacked. Yeah, I'm good.
So that's 2 for you, 1 for you. Yours.
I'm teleporting through the past the horde. So every time I reach a hurdle, I just teleport past it and then keep going.
I'm amazed you thought this was going to go differently with 13-year-olds with superpowers.
Yeah, no, that's I made this obstacle course. It's like there are going to be instances where some people are going to have this really easy.
I love how
That's
there
why-
had to be a flight restriction because I would have just been like, everyone hold on to my ankles.
Yeah.
Here!
And that's why I saw your sheet and went, no flying. And then I saw insubstantial and went, fuck.
It's not my
Fine.
fault. It's an old character I've used.
No, that's fine. So
this
and
technically
what
my fault,
strength
so-
rank do you have?
What strength? I have 1.
Determines how fast you can go. Okay,
Yeah.
So it takes you 2 rounds to do it.
That's why I'm like, I'm teleporting through
Yeah.
the hurdle so I don't have to.
Yeah,
worry
exactly.
about it.
So you don't have to add it. And yours, athletics check, DC 10.
Yeah, athletics. 14. Okay, 20 unnatural.
Okay, and your strength rank?
6.
Oh yeah, So yours
I'm
now
stuck
you're
on that
using
now.
your
What are you
servo
supposed to
legs.
call it then?
Yeah.
No,
Your
I just-
servo
I just-
legs are making
Just
making
every
just
time
very
someone says
easily.
unnatural.
Because if you
Over-
say 20,
over
some
the
people are like,
obstacles.
was it a
Natural,
natural?
exactly.
So
No, it
Okay.
makes perfect sense. It's just I've seen so many Star Wars movies, and I'm just gonna be saying
unnatural.
"Well," in my head, and you're gonna see me chuckle every time for the rest of D20 Live, just going, "Eh," and then that's it,
There you go.
because I'm a monster.
All right, the beam. You see a beam, and you see a beam with a single high-powered tennis ball thrower, representing projectile weapons, clearly, at each of the 10 balance beams. Again, you can use it. This is a DC 15 or DC 15 athletics check or a DC 15 dodge resistance check. So if you have a high dodge skill. There you go, to not be hit by the tennis ball.
So we can use dodge if we
You
want.
can use dodge if you want. So DC 15 athletics or dodge, as you are balancing across the beam and trying to avoid the tennis ball being shot at you.
I'm good.
Okay, all right.
Dodge. Oh man. 30 for dodge.
I only got a 20.
So as you're moving across,
Because guess
Yeah.
what I got?
Matrix
20.
21 for
Unnatural.
okay, all right, and
This is why they never let us play a game before together. I got a 21.
21. All
So
right.
really, this is why you've never let us play a game before.
Yeah, really. We would have been insufferable.
All right.
Some have called that 20.
In fact, you
Unnatural.
ended it.
Guys.
After
Not unlike how I
After
actually...
after Steve fell in the previous obstacle, most of the rest of your class has done very well. And then you look back and you see that you're well ahead of many of the other student teams.
Hey.
And they're all jeering and angry at you as a result, but you're still far ahead.
Hi, everybody! You can do it! I believe in you!
And Jenna is just as positive as you are. In fact, she's letting herself go last so she can just cheer on the rest of the teams as they're running.
Oh, bless her heart.
So you get to the next obstacle, which is 10 individual 20 by 20 foot grids. Only one person needs to get through this. That needs to get through this grid but you can help and assist each other. In other words, you can use the assist action.
So what do you mean by it's a grid?
It's a laser grid that you're basically trying
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Move
I'm
through.
outie.
So you can pick one person to do this, but the rest can assist by saying, you got this here or that there, because it's a fairly complicated grid. So it's going to be, you make one tumble. Like, okay, where are they? It's like, one here,
Couldn't
one
I
here,
just
that sort of thing.
luck my way, just walk in a straight line?
Tell you what, we got 3 people here who can do this. Rock, paper, rock,
I'm
paper,
pretty
scissors.
sure we can all just do it, and then it's fine.
No, rock, paper, scissors.
And
great.
then I make a portal at the end.
But only one person needs to. The rest can assist. I was just
What's
trying to
it
teach
go?
you guys
You
the
wanna go?
assist mechanic.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, you can go. You've been doing really well.
The class really hates me already, so.
They'll hate all of us.
It's true.
Yeah, they will.
We are the protagonists.
Also, we've been doing super well.
Yeah, it's true.
Says Storm Sentinel.
Go ahead. Go look at that acrobatics among all of us. Go for it.
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
You can do it.
I want to see you matrix more.
Alright, so not that you in particular need it,
Yeah.
but anyone who wants to, there can be 2 people maximum who can assist on a single roll. You can tell me how you're assisting. It can be a perception roll to tell her where the lasers are. It can be, I don't know.
Luck control.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use luck control to help her with it, to give her a hero point. You can use however you want to do it, but it's only 2 people per roll can help. So how do you want to do it?
Isn't she just gonna teleport through the whole grid, though?
I was gonna
Should.
acrobatics.
Okay.
do most of it, and if I got in trouble, then teleport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I use my headpiece? Because it has directional sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. So you don't even need a roll for that because that's a power.
No, that's just like...
Yeah.
Oh, I have
I feel like I'm
danger sense.
You do have danger sense.
I can sense danger.
cheating. Whoa, my danger sense is
All of my
tingling, ladies and
danger.
gentlemen.
We are in danger.
And we're like, what do you mean we're in danger? And he stands there, like something happens, we're like,
I just imagine us like on
He's
a mission
staring at a wall
somewhere.
because he has infravision too. It's like, we're in danger.
You're like,
for
what?
Yeah.
yeah.
Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. Yep.
So who's going?
Which one of you is going?
Okay.
One of
Are you
us-
just teleporting
so-
through?
No,
So assist number
acrobatics
1,
through, and
you
then-
can use it. You're using your headpiece for
Yeah, I'm gonna
comms
use
to,
my headpiece.
okay, so she's telling you that you can hear her through her headpiece, and it's like here. And so
I have a little microphone right here.
Yeah.
I can ventriloquism to you, so it's fine. No, it's just so you can hear me back.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So
We can
that
communicate.
doesn't need a roll. That's a +2 to the roll. And anyone else?
If she
I
needs
could
it,
help, but I'd launch her to the moon.
if she needs
I
it,
can help. Yeah.
if she needs it, I will bestow luck. But if she doesn't need it,
Yeah, and you
We
can
don't
do
need
that
it.
as a reaction, so that's fine. So go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Is it
Yep.
just acrobatics through this whole thing?
This one in particular is a DC 20 athletics or dodge or acrobatics.
What's
I will do acrobatics
You
then.
also
So-
get +2
yeah.
from me.
Yeah.
she's good.
Yeah, she's fine.
So
Yeah.
plus 18 plus 15
+2.
plus
That's the
2.
reason we sent her. She's very shy.
Yeah.
But oh my god, she's like a greased monkey up a hill.
It's
And
just-
just with the absolute minimal effort,
Yeah.
making it through all the lasers, and as soon as you get to the other side, Mrs. Fox her mouth is agape, like,
Shortcut.
I haven't seen anyone do that well since Phantasm. What's your name?
Shortcut.
Shortcut, right? Fantastic Fox. You've got my attention, and in this case, it's a good thing.
Oh, okay.
They are doing pretty bad. You see that one of the team that's at the far end not doing that well, struggling on obstacle 5.
All 4 of them are just like hanging onto the mannequins, just like
Exactly.
dangling. They're like, ah!
Miss!
Help me!
Help
I
me!
wonder what their powers are.
I think I have yet to see them use any.
That would be the problem.
Probably.
Do I see anyone else using any sort of like mech suit, or am I
No.
the only? Oh.
You
But
did.
there are a lot of people just not using powers.
You do see that there are a lot of people who are not using a mech suit, but watching you because they have different pieces of technology.
Okay.
You do know that battlesuit tech is a very common thing in Germany.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
and
Jawohl.
and cyborg augmentations and so forth are very common, but a full battlesuit is very rare.
Okay, so like I wouldn't want people to be like, she's cheating.
No. There are people who have several arms that are they're moving around. There are people who have optic eyes.
It's like
as
Dr.
part of it.
Octopus.
Just ones that they're pulling over,
Dr.
not
Octopus.
replacing their eye.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
I don't get that reference.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It was
that's an ancient meme.
H.
It was
I was here when we were tilling with all your base.
That was around that time period.
yeah.
Okay. And so now we need. This is each of you. You get to the second to last obstacle, to pool, and you look down and see that at the bottom of the pool is a large weight that is attached to the end of the chain.
Okay.
Jam.
And so again, this is going to be each of you individually, but within the strictures of the rules, you can help each other. No flight, no carrying, but each of you individually need to be touching that weight whenever it comes out of that pool.
Oh, we just need to touch the weight.
Well, you need to be holding and onto the weight.
Okay.
When in other words, you need to get the weight out of the pool. All right. So
Oh.
How many of us is there? 8?
there's 8 of you. Yeah. And you see that Wilson is going.
Hey Wilson, can you help me pull mine? It's like,
Yeah.
and I'll help you pull yours at the same time.
Yeah. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that.
So what check would this be?
It is a strength check. Along with it. Mainly, it's a strength check. It's not deep enough to require a swimming check.
Okay.
How heavy is
Wendell,
this?
do you want help too?
It is a rank 3, 400-pound weight.
Oh boy.
Shortcut, do you want help?
Give me a minute to think about it, and then maybe probably yeah.
Okay, sure.
All right, so
I'm trying to find something that makes use of something. Because
I
I'm
can
like, I
give you a
have to
hand
have
if you
something.
I can give you a hand if you want.
I'll be fine. I'll just roll really well.
I'll just be really lucky and my muscles will explode from my body.
yeah.
Or maybe I just
Or
have...
just the vacuum from me pulling it up will get along too.
Okay, so just a strength DC 10 still?
Strength DC 10. Yep.
Okay.
Mark
that up.
So you get it up 30 feet. You're like straining your muscles. Roll again, because you don't have the high enough strength rank to do it all in one round.
I'm going to... There we go. I'm going to do it.
With incredible effort, your muscles straining, you're able to pull this out of the water. Once it's out of the water, Jenna grabs it and helps you with it. And looks at Mrs. Fox like, "Yep, he got it out on his own. That's fine." But your muscles are in a lot of pain.
I'm just very lucky.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yeah, whoever on the team wants my help pulling it up, we bind our chains together.
Okay.
And I just go, because my strength is 19,
Yes.
so I don't even have to roll. But I will roll in the spirit of the thing. Cool.
You could have now.
You could roll a 1.
Yeah, I could have rolled a 1.
Yeah.
So that is now a 31.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
just pulling them up.
With one hand, you go, "Yep." All right.
12.
12. Okay. All right. That's fine. And you're
I'll
last.
get mine help with it.
Okay.
It's just
Just add to my load, Devin.
Yep. That's fine.
because
Did
there's
you
no
do
way
like
I was
both of
gonna
them
go
at the same time? Just like,
No, yeah, because just like, oh, you need help too? Okay.
And for the last
Yeah.
one, this one doesn't need a roll. I just need you to look at your chart on the back of your sheet and tell me how long it would take you to run a rank 6 track. It's just over 1,300 feet.
What rank am I using?
You're using your rank, so if
No,
you
like which
Oh.
one? Dex, agility.
it would be to run it. It would either be stamina or strength. Either is fine.
6. So, how long? How far?
It's a rank 6, 13 to just over 1320 track.
1,300 feet?
1,300 feet. Yes. Yeah.
I got 1,800 feet.
I have...
You have 1,800 feet, which means you can do it in one round.
I can only move 120 feet.
Yeah. So it's going to take you there for.
Oh, a while.
It is a quarter mile, like it's all the way around the Gymnasium. So that will take you 9 rounds.
Just running.
Okay. So 1, 9, and how long?
1800.
1800. So you make it in one round.
Yep.
Okay. And
Teleport in sections.
Because you can't just teleport next to you and be like,
I mean,
I went around.
Exactly. That's not how it works.
how long would it normally take you? I'll cut it in half.
For base movement.
Yeah, your
So my base movement is 2 miles per hour. So I'd be going. Sorry, this is
rank 6.
It's rank
Rank
6
six.
stamina.
Wouldn't agility have fit in with
So
this?
it's-
No, what's your stamina?
Because it's just
My
fun.
Agility could.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so that's
that's
very
two.
different then.
Yeah,
So-
agility could.
That rank.
Yeah, because I
on
can
here
do
in distance.
1,800.
My distance for
You're not a
would be
speedster.
No.
Be 100
okay. All right. Yep.
120 feet.
120 feet.
That's how fast I would normally
That's
go.
how fast you normally go. Okay.
Yeah.
So that
But
would.
it's just go in sections.
So it would take you almost 8 or 9 rounds. We'll cut it in half because you're teleporting in sections.
Yeah, because I
Alright.
don't want it to be completely unfair.
Yeah, that's fair. The person who takes the longest is Sonia. She makes it. She's not breathing heavily any more than anyone else is by the end, but she is moving the slowest of everyone. So once everything is said and done, because of how well many of you did doing most of these things in one combat round or less, you finish the obstacle course ahead of all the other teams. The fastest the other teams managed to do it is 20 minutes. The group of you do it in 13.
Protagonists!
Woo! Protect powers.
Above. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, cool. No, let's not be a pros about this.
So
Can we make that the actual scene? We're just like, oh, high five or whatever. We're just gently tapping my hands. Like, this is because I have super strength, isn't it?
Yes.
Never gonna get a hug.
your professor claps his hand and cheers. Many of the other students are cheering. Especially the ones that don't end up at the very end. But they're cheering you on. The professor then waves you. Come, we will enjoy lunch now. Come to cafeteria and make sure you have your lunch tickets with you, please. So you leave the gymnasium, being lauded, and students pat you on the shoulder. Others just kind of like shove past you as the groups all converge and leave the gym together. Clearly, some of the students are not at all happy with you. But many of them are normal high school kids. They want to be part of what's cool, and you guys winning was what's cool right now. So they're cheering along with you.
I'm cool.
So you make it to the cafeteria. Enjoy again what is likely the best meal that you'll have here at the high school. A few food fights break out. But as a result of people making fun of each other for how well or typically badly they did in the gymnasium course, and until near the end of the entire gym course. There we go. Until near the end of the lunch, after the third food fight finally gets resolved by the teachers. Lights start going off, red lights, and several of the professors are looking up. All of you make perception checks if you would like.
Do I still
please.
need to make the check anyway?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
Alright.
Make the checks. You might roll a 1, but you're probably going to see it.
19.
19. Okay.
13.
That's a 1.
You're still eating, enjoying your meal.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
Best
all right.
second meal you've ever had in your
So
life.
so your acute vision is
Dumpster
able to
dive,
Yeah,
is
dumpster
able to
dive.
see it
I
as
knew
the
it was
as the lights
like
are going on.
31 total, yeah.
Yeah. You catch a few things. The rest of you see that the rest of the professors are looking at the students who are starting to panic because over the monitors you hear intruders detected. This is not a drill. Please proceed to your assigned safe rooms. Intruders detected. This is not a drill. And the professor's like, all right, everyone, up. We're going to the classrooms, to the lockdown stasis pods. Let's move quickly, please, quickly.
So with the 31, can I look
You
through
see
the
that you
walls?
see
to try
your
and-
you see your professor. The first thing you see, and you do look through the walls, and you see a couple of groups of individuals that are moving through the walls. You can sort of describe how your infravision works. That's up to you. You can see sort of shadowy figures. You can see them outlined like night vision goggles. However you want to do it.
I just kind of see that it'd be like normal vision, except that everything's just kind of red.
Okay, all right. So you see
Just
three different groups of red.
differentiate what's actually visible and what's through walls.
Yeah.
Things show up as red.
Yeah, you see four different groups of 3 or 4 individuals that are moving as a team through the school. But at the just before the students start to leave, you see your professor just roll his eyes. All right, up we go. No one else catches that, but you caught it. You caught him rolling his eyes, like, all right, up we go. Come on, we need to move. Do not worry. We will keep you safe. The security drones will keep you safe. Let's move quickly. And the rest of your class 7 this way, as you're brought out into the halls, and you get this feeling of apprehension, but orderliness as you're being moved to the classrooms on the second floor. That sense of orderliness ends when you're looking at the different groups that are sort of moving around the school, and then one of them, accompanying by a large boom, just flashes red, and it hurts your eyes. It hurts your eyes physically for a moment, as a bright red, almost to orange light surrounds one of them, and you see just debris in that area. In addition to the people, and your professor stops for a moment and looks across, and then looks back to all of you. All right, quickly now, let's go. Pick up the pace. And you're led through the hallways, up to the third floor where the classrooms are, and you see all the students are being moved. Yep.
No, sorry, there was a fly in front
of me. Okay.
I was just like,
You're being moved into the classrooms. All the students are being moved into their particular classroom areas, and one of the professors stops yours. And it's like, Victor, we have more spots here because some of the students are in the infirmary. And he turns to Fantasia and the Storm Sentinel, like, you 4 in, go quickly now. It's like, I'll tell him, like, you 4 stay with me, and the other 4 move into the classroom, and they look at you as like, be safe, all right? And the door closes, and you see all the students move into small sections in the walls in each of the classroom. There's 10 of them, and a section of the wall rises, and it has about a 4-foot by 7-foot section in the wall that's surrounded by steel, and they each move into these separate sections, and the wall closes. And once each of the different sections of the wall close, the whole room, you see the door lock with several different locks, and you hear them all clicking into place, and the whole room goes red. And you see on the glass pane lockdown. You're like, come on, let's go quickly. You see that one. I will not peek. You see. I
look through the walls to peek.
You see a group of 3 actually. You see a group of 4 actually moving through the halls up the stairs. Then they're going to be intercepting you at the end of the hallway.
Do they seem to have any kind of weapons? Or?
They don't seem to have weapons. They just seem to be unarmed, but they seem to have robes trailing behind them, and there's weird tech that's around their hands and around their face. What's that?
Capes. Nookits.
So a group of 4 are coming to intercept, and the professor clearly doesn't see them. He doesn't. And he's continuing to lead you down towards where your classroom is. What do you guys do? What do you do in particular?
Yeah, I don't know anything.
You guys are just following.
So Are they catching up behind us?
They're coming up the back stairs from the tower from the left-hand wing that you were in, because you've entered into the 3rd floor of the tower. Okay. They're coming up to the 3rd floor because there's multiple stairwells to get to each level of the tower.
From where we're facing, they'll be coming in from
They'll be coming in from the left-hand side.
Okay, then I pretty much shout that. Intruder's up ahead on the left.
He stops and looks at you. Very good. He pats you on the shoulder, and then looks at the group of you. Since you apparently are very keen of sight, I need you to take them to the classroom. 3 more down. You said they're straight ahead of the stairwell?
Yes.
Okay. Go down this hallway. After the second door, turn right. There should be more classrooms there. You get into that classroom, you lock yourself down.
As he's explaining it, I'm trying to follow through the walls to kind of see where the room is.
You see where the direction of where the room is.
Is there anything like in our path?
If you did, there's nothing in your path, but there's another group of 3 that are running.
right.
They're running up to the 3rd floor, and it's like you take them there. You lock the door. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. He starts moving down the hallway, and as you two part, you see him raise both of his hands. One hand slams into another one, and as soon as they hit, his skin starts to turn metallic, gold and brass all the way up his arms, all the way around his whole body.
Colossus.
Effectively, yes. As a group of the last thing you see before your professor hits into them is the armor that goes around his head comes into a point of 2 bull's horns that rise well above his head, and it closes into a
What's his hero name?
Brass bison.
Nice.
Awesome.
As it comes to a close.
Cool.
What's sorry?
Our teacher's fucking cool.
And you hear his
Bison,
roar, and his roar
brother
is loud and long as he
Like his
crashes
better.
into the wall, into the 4 individuals, and there's just debris being spread
Do we see what they look like?
everywhere.
Do we see what they look like?
If you're turning down the hallway, you don't see them yet. He can see their outlines. You turn down the hallway, running to the classroom, and you know that you're going to see them at the end of the hallway, and they're going to see you before you get to the classroom.
But we should make it into the classroom.
You could make it into the classroom. You'd have to run fast, but some of you might make it there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I need all of you to make athletic saves or checks, please.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Well, acrobatics wouldn't help you run, so it's athletics. So your agility would add to it and so forth.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
So I can use
24.
my
If
agility.
you have levels of speed, such as yourself, if you have levels of speed, you don't need to make this
Oh,
test.
okay, then I'm just gonna do that then. 'cause
If I
that
can,
was...
if I can use my agility, then I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No. The other ones I might have kept. I'm not keeping in that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
It was an 11 though.
Yeah, it was an 11,
Yeah.
so it's good.
Okay, 11.
11 plus 6.
24. You make it without issue.
So 17 total.
All right. At the end of the hall, as the group of you are running toward the class,
Running out of those.
still have one more
you
problem.
make it easily
Well, yeah,
into
and then I
the
start
into
taking
the
that
into the
one.
classroom, and you see that sections of the wall meant for 10 people are all they're opened.
Now you're done.
We're in our
And-
classroom, right?
What's that?
We're in our classroom, right?
It's not your classroom, but it's one of the
A
classrooms.
classroom.
Okay, because I thought my uniform might be stored here.
Your uniform was in the gym along with the
No, the other uniform.
Oh, the other uniform. You know what? For that sake, yes, we'll say that this is your classroom.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
So they make your way into you duck into your classroom, and at the end of the hall, you see people in robes, not capes, but full almost burnt orange rust red robes. They have a black bandolier that goes from one shoulder down to their waist, and a belt that goes across. That's a very deep leather black with
Mounties.
all sorts of vials. Without the hat.
Without that.
Cult
Without
of
the hat.
Mounties.
Devin, what kind of vials?
They look to be some form of hard plastic, but they all have stoppers on them, oddly enough, or quick release triggers. And you see masks, what look like gas masks, and tech that look like tech gloves all the way up to halfway up their arms. And as soon as they see you, they start reaching for their belts and pulling free these vials, ready to throw.
Can
them.
I see? Could I figure out what their arms things are?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
roll technology.
Wow, who would have guessed 18 plus 13?
Okay. These are clearly life support suits. They're life support suits that are meant to protect them from whatever is on them.
Okay.
So and
So clearly they have something dangerous.
yeah, they do. You're not terribly familiar with these people, but whatever they have, it's some kind of scientific alchemical mixture to them. They you will say Arcana because of your senses. You're able to see
we're in danger.
on each of their.
I can see danger.
Do you see danger? It's like,
We are
the
all
moment they
very much in danger.
The moment they rip free the vials, Danger! 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 Danger!
It's like a little like notification
Blink!
box.
Blink! Blink!
They are strangers and dangerous. Stranger danger.
And before they pull their or as they're pulling it free and about to throw, you see a strange vial that's on that's etched into a piece of brass that's on each of their hands.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like an alchemical beaker with lightning coming out of it.
Oh, so it looks like it may explode?
It seems to be nothing related to the vial or the bomb itself, but it's on their hands.
It's just, all I can imagine is Dr. Terrawat's the thing, which is almost the same.
Oh, is it? Okay. Sorry, Connell.
It's better than what we said to him last stream. You saw that, did you?
Yeah.
All right. Roll initiative.
Okay.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Much better. I like this dice.
17.
Okay.
Just so I can see. I want to see how bad this actually is.
Well, you're rolling it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Shortcut.
29.
Shortcut, 29. And greasy gear.
9.
9. Okay, alright. And Wendell.
25. It is weird because I do have high agility, but apparently I'm not very fast. It's weird. The system's kind of confusing in
I
ways.
took improved initiative on top of mine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I think when we were building you, the thought was, you don't need to go fast. You're going to be shooting from like 10 miles away. And augmenting when your shots hit.
Oh, right, because I have a blaster.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's just not useful for the obstacle course at all.
Yeah.
No, but you do
You're
have
a ranged
weapons.
sniper, dude. You would be literally manipulating when your shots hit.
Okay. That's
Alright,
much
so-
better now.
Now you get it, huh?
Alright, so...
Oh, and we went to our classroom, so that's where my gun is.
Yeah.
Perfect. I got my
Alright,
gun.
so, shortcut, Wendell, you two
I'll
will
also
be
get to my
going...
jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You two will be going first. You're able to get to the classroom, so you can have your full suit.
Yes.
And your sensors read that as you look down the hallway that they have all sorts of volatile elements all the way through. You see symbol. Your gear is throwing up explosive, flammable, toxic all over. Bling bling bling.
But I
bling,
also
bling,
have
bling.
life support systems.
You do have life support systems. Yeah.
Punch.
All right. So what do the two of you want to do? You can have a standard action, a move action, and any of your free actions,
Excuse me.
which include within reason talking.
Were we able
So
to
if
get
you
our
wanna-
gear before initiative
You are
started?
able to get your gear before
Okay.
initiative starts. So you all pass the athletic checks to get into the room and grab your stuff.
Cool.
So you can either lock yourself in the room.
So I got my gun
or
and my jacket.
Fight them or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
If you want a mental image of what I look like, I am NCR Ranger from New Vegas, minus the headpiece, because I don't have a helmet. But other than that, I am that sniper from the intro scene.
I'm the
Because it
goddamn-
says it takes a whole standard action to maintain a portal.
Yeah.
It's just put a portal underneath them and then have them come out down the stairs
Oh, behind them?
behind them.
Okay. All right. So
Bye
this,
bye.
how
Now
big? How
you
big?
are
I think there's a
thinking
maximum
with
size that
portals.
your portals can be.
Between 2 points as a free action, the portal is 5 feet across.
5 feet
so
across. Yeah,
whoever's in that 5-foot square,
That's fine. So you'll get one of them.
They'd still get like some kind of check to see if they fall in.
They
though,
do,
or-
yes.
yeah.
It would be an athletics check, but it's basically creating a hole in the ground. We'll say that because they haven't had a chance to act yet, and they're still flat-footed. So you open the portal. The first one has their vial in. They drop into the hole, and you're and you see in the background an explosion off in the stairs behind, and green gas that's coruscating with electricity is moving all around the stairwell. As the other two look back, you hear at Greasy. You're not tapped into their comms line, but you can actually hear communication between them. You just can't make it fully out. So clearly they're checking before they've continued on. Your action.
So how many are
There's
still
two
coming?
Still that have moved around that portal.
Okay, whichever one is closer between the two of them, I'm
Okay.
going to shoot them.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going
So
to try
that's
to shoot
gonna
them.
be
So
this one?
it would be the D20 plus the attack bonus, right?
Yes, and it would be against we'll do my dodge. So that
Okay.
would be
Well, the attack is 14.
the total is 14.
14.
Okay, all right. You're gonna miss. Do you want to use your luck to reroll?
This is last one.
Well, no, it's my last advantage luck. I still
Yes.
have the power
The
luck,
power luck.
which gives me extra ranks in luck.
Yeah. So
So
This
depends.
one is moving faster than the others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I will attempt to shoot him again.
Okay.
And I rolled worse, I think. Yes, I rolled. Now it's 11.
Okay, so you try and get a ping on them, but they're moving quite fast, and as you shoot, we'll say that's when they're moving around the portal. So you try and take aim, fire, but this figure runs around, shortcuts portal and passes over their shoulder. So that's a miss. And in turn, the one that you shot at lobs one of its grenades. We're gonna throw it at Quantum. Okay.
what
Is
room
it-
changing though?
What? Sorry.
I was in the room changing.
Well, we already got
You
our
already
gear.
got your
Yeah.
gear on the
Oh,
other
okay.
way.
Sorry.
So you're already geared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you using your dodge or your parry?
Parry.
Parry. What's the total? 10,
Eight.
10 plus your score.
8.
So it's 8. So 18.
18, yeah.
18. Okay. All right.
What, you just taking 10? Or... Wait.
Well, it's 10.
Defense is
Oh,
10
you
plus
also
your
have a flat-
defensive stat.
10
Oh,
to all of
okay.
your defense stats.
Okay.
Just
so
to make
you
the
see what these
combat
are all
faster.
reading?
Yeah.
You add 10 to all of them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I can dodge everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can dodge so many things. Yes.
Yeah, because your dodge is 13.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
So it'd be 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we just write in then 23?
Because sometimes you have to roll. Sometimes you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's fair.
All right. You said 18.
Yeah.
Okay. Ties go to defender. So you this
Cool.
this vial comes very close to you.
Can I describe it?
Yep. Go ahead.
So you just see Quantum properly walking out in his costume, which is not really great for a kid from the slums, which is basically a pair of sneakers that he spray painted blue, blue jeans, a gray turtleneck, 2 utility gloves he spray painted blue, the body of a jean coat he ripped the sleeves off of.
This is very Mystery Men.
Yeah, pretty much.
A mask.
A gray balaclava and a pair of goggles.
He's so proud of it.
He is so proud of it, though. And just the grenade comes at him, and he just goes baff with his hand and knocks it out of the air
Nice.
into a corner.
So the grenade, you knock it out of the air into a corner, and it hits one of the security panels, causing it to, and the vial shatters and starts melting one of the panels to the wall.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Stop! 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 Stop!
Not now, Quantum.
Sorry. I don't want that to break.
You see, and you see that's not good. That's not good
No,
damage.
no,
that's
no,
gonna,
no, no,
you're
no.
like, oh,
No, no.
oh, that's gonna cause problems eventually. Next in the line is actually Quantum. As you're going, what? Oh, it's
Right.
Yep, go.
Okay. I don't want to hurt these guys. I'm gonna pick one up and pull his mask off and ask him to stop
Politely, though.
politely. I can see the AV guy having a stroke.
You okay, Dave? Okay. All right. So, sure. You we'll say that is going to be a dodge or a parry. So you're going to
Sure.
go the one who's the most in front, not the one who's back at the stairs.
Yeah.
So they are going to try and dodge. So go ahead and make a melee or close combat attack roll.
Cool. So.
You need to beat for her. It's 17.
While he's doing that question,
Yeah.
Oh dang.
in what situation would I use the advantage improved aim?
Improved aim is, I believe.
Is that for if I'm
So generally
trying to hit a
using-
very specific thing?
Yeah, exactly. If I remember correctly, improved aim, plus 10 to so you're giving up your move actions. If you're holding still,
Yeah.
you don't use your move action.
Yes.
Use improved aim to get a bonus to your ranged attack action. So if
Okay.
you're holding still would be the situation.
So if I decide not to move for my turn, so then I get a bonus to my attack, how much of a bonus is it?
It is it is a plus 10 for range, plus 5. Sorry. For the distance that you're at, it's plus 10. If it were to be a longer range, it would be plus 5.
Okay.
But you're in a small corridor, so it's a plus 10.
Yeah. So for next turn, if I don't move,
Yeah, if you
Instead
if
of
you
a
hold
plus
still
6,
and you
it'd
don't
be a
have to
plus
dodge.
16.
Like, if between
Oh, and
now
I don't have
next
to
turn,
dodge.
if you don't have to dodge, which you haven't needed to, then you can. But if I force you to dodge, or you choose to dodge instead of
then
parry,
I can't
then
use
you
that.
can't use
Okay,
it.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay,
Okay, so Am I using my throw or am I unarmed to do this?
You can use either. It's your choice. Unarmed.
Cool,
would be
because
fine.
neither of them are
Throw?
good for this.
What is your throw?
+3.
Oh, you're grabbing for the throw. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want to use
your
that. I'm trying
unarmed
to
is
find a
fine.
better number.
Yeah, your
Okay.
unarmed's fine.
Cool. 9.
All right, so they dodge it. They quite easily dodge underneath you and then pull another vial that is ready to smash into your face. But as you miss entirely, next is actually the one off in the distance. So you see the one that was that
one that fell?
teleported out.
Yeah, okay.
This is going to be a much farther throw, but grabs another vial and heaves it down the hallway. We'll say this time it's going to be at you, actually.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right, and what are you using to defend?
Dodge.
What's your total?
Be 22.
Okay, so I need a 16. That's a nope. So it goes again, well over it till you're able to pour it. Actually, describe how you're dodging it.
Well, because I see it coming and then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Just portal in front of me.
Right in front. Wait for it.
Yeah.
Right in front. All right. So it misses, but goes beyond, and we'll say hits the hallway and spreads. What looks like a gray, almost like a mercury, just spreading along the floor.
Oh, that's not cool.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's just spreading and pooling along the floor. That's done. Oh, the other one is actually going as well. In front, also at you. This time I do hit.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
so you need to make it. So this hits you. We'll say that it actually hits you in the arm.
Okay.
And that strange gray mercury substance starting to spread up your arm. And is there a break in your costume anywhere?
Yeah, because there's a wrist, there's the gloves that I wear, and
Yeah.
then there's the sleeves start here. So
Okay,
it's
so
right
we'll
here.
say in this section of your arm, where the mercury moves and sort of almost like it's living in and of itself, so it's tracing it along your arm. But where it touches your flesh starts to harden and starts to turn to stone, as the skin becomes rock hard and starts to crack and peel. This is an affliction defense, so you need to make a fortitude save, please.
Okay.
Versus DC 14.
So I roll a 10. Natural 20.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, we got
High
it.
fives.
So you're able to resist it long enough to sort of use your glove to wipe this stuff off before it starts to harden on your skin. Next in combat is going to be that one. We're doing Greasy.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna run up
GG.
and punch the one.
No re. He said go GG and I said no re.
Thank you. I heard.
Oh, you're
I'm
just
disappointed. Yeah.
You disappointed me. I'm your boss. Now do it.
I'm gonna punch the one that's closest to quantum.
Okay, all right.
5 plus my unarmed, so that would be the plus 8, so 13.
Now, since these are low-powered heroes, you can only use one type of defense per round as a reaction. So this one they're going to have to parry instead. So what was your total?
13.
Okay, so that parry is not as good. So you solidly hit. Woo! Okay, so with your super strength of 6, right? So how this works is you get all damage rolls get a base DC of 15 plus the damage rank. All right, so the 15 plus 6 you said?
Yeah.
21. So she's going to make a toughness save versus 21. And we will see what the difference is between the two. Oh, it's 2? Okay.
Wasn't a 1.
Obliterated
So
this
that is
person.
plus their toughness for 8. Then that's 4 degrees of failure. So
They're unconscious.
So that you run up to this person. You're knocking them unconscious. Go ahead and describe it for us.
I'm literally just gonna take a running scream at them and just nail them right in the teeth.
So you running scream. You get a bit of a boost from your arms. Crash into this helmet, and you actually completely fracture the bottom half of this helmet, and throw them, boom, into the opposite wall. You hear some bones breaking as the figure hits the wall, is utterly unconscious, and the mask starts to break away as the figure slumps to the ground, and you see a teenager female, her jaw broken,
Yeah.
about 17. And immediately one of the two other individuals in the hallway, you hear them call out, "Sheena! Shit! Whoa! Says not the one at the stairwell, but the one in between, the one you just fractured, and him. And he holds out like, whoa! And he clicks the vial back into place. Easy. Takes off the mask. Like, my name's Brett. That's
Hi,
Gabe.
Brett.
That's Sheena. And you actually you see like, got nothing in my hands. Give me a moment.
What's he doing?
He's reaching for his robes. Not any of the vials, but he's reaching for his robes. And he lifts it up, and you sit and you see the Roman numeral for 14. Like, class 14, easy now. Don't think we've ever had that happen before.
This is a really shitty test.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a hazing, but...
Do you have any idea how unsafe this is?
Yeah, but it's tradition.
This is a terrible tradition.
This is
You
really bad.
That girl has no more teeth.
You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Look, alright, look.
No, that's wrong. Why are
and
you trying to hurt your fellow students? You should be
We're
nurturing
trying
them.
to actually test you and ensure that
You
you
know,
actually are safe.
You say that, but we were told that bullying is the form of strength here. So I think they're gonna do whatever the hell they want.
It's like, just hazing. This isn't normal syndicate gear. Look. And he's just kind of...
You see an angry quantum getting in front of him. It's like, this is very unsafe.
Yeah, I know, but look, little one.
Oh.
You're gonna have to get used to these sorts of traditions, okay? And he crushes the helmet. See? Just simple aluminum. He throws it aside, not a normal syndicate thing. Even these. He smashes the brass symbols, and it crumbles down. Plaster. Okay? You don't tell anyone about this. We won't tell anyone about the fact that you just set off the security system. You in particular.
I was knocking away a vial of acid. I'm going to tell the teacher everything.
Oh, okay. Alright, I see.
You threw acid at me. That's incredibly unsafe. I'm not resistant to acid, and you would have no way of knowing I'm resistant to acid.
What are my resistance? Oh look, my sheet says not acid.
If I used my intangibility, it might have hit the people behind me, and that wouldn't have been safe.
Well, then
I haven't
they-
dropped my gun, by the way. It's still out.
You see one of the.
Just
You
not
see
gonna lie, my
another
character would not be that
another
upset if you shot
upperclassman. This one with very strange, along like tiger-like markings along
That
the
would
side
be
of his
mean
face.
and unsafe.
And like
It would be.
he
but
takes off his mask.
Maybe
What, sorry?
we'll be in point of
Bless his
discipline
heart.
because of our
like-
teachers.
Okay. You're like, easy now. Okay, Brett. Clearly we got a keener here. Okay.
What's a keener?
Someone who likes to follow the rules a little too close to the letter. So, tell you what. Since you said that you're going to turn us in, totally get that. You don't want to look bad in front of the headmaster.
It's not about looking bad. It's about what's right and wrong.
Yeah, you'll learn that soon enough.
But didn't you set off the intruder alarms? There were warnings and everything.
Yeah, that happens every year. Professors know about it. They let this happen. They need to. They know that.
So
just
would
turn a blind
turning
eye
you
to
in
it.
even do anything in that case?
Now there's a smart one, and he taps Brett in the shoulder, and both of them teleport away as the lights start to turn a deeper red.
Is that girl still sitting there?
She's unconscious. Yes.
You should try and give her
And,
first
like,
aid.
I don't have any.
Countermeasures, increasing use of lethal force.
All right, let's drag her
authorized.
into the class.
Yeah.
Let's just go into the classroom and lock down.
Well, we grab her and drag her in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
grab her. Grab her.
I feel really
grab
bad,
her.
but you know, whatever.
Do you want to try and repair the security system while you're out there?
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
the rest of you move into the room.
You can do it.
And that would be technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you get?
21.
Okay. So you're able to rip open the panel. It sparks in your face, and, but again, your battle suit has no big issue with it, and you have on your suit the tools that you need to actually work. So I'm going to need 2 more tests.
Okay.
Of your technology, as you start to see that there are security drones floating bulbous stainless steel bodies with a multitude of weapons that you see through the walls that are making their way down the hallway to her.
Oh no, I sense
And you
danger.
realize
I sense danger.
Danger.
I just look at it and I go deadpan.
guns.
Lots of
So is it
guns.
still just with my technology, or...
It's technology.
Yeah, 23 for that one.
Okay, one more.
You're good.
I rolled a 16.
And what's the total?
With the 13,
Yeah.
30...
Oh, you got over 25. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It was increasing levels of difficulty, and you got over 30 actually.
She's
So
ours.
yes. So you frantically, as you hear the hum of these drones coming around the hallway, as you finally manage to solder together the last set of wires and use flex tape, as you're so fond of using, just all the bits and pieces
Flex
together.
tape.
The drones come around the walls. Use of lethal force authorized, and they raise their lasers just as you slam it. You slam the console closed and bash it to turn it on, and the one security drone shorts, and it didn't work quite how you were intending. It instead of actually telling them to that it is safe and that they're no longer needed, you utterly shut them down.
Ah.
So you hear crashes all over the school as multiple security drones are
I shut
entirely.
down a bunch of them.
You shut down a
no.
bunch of
Shut down the whole network, didn't you? We're gonna be that class.
Yeah.
I know I can do
it's
things,
like-
I just don't know what I can do.
It's like policing the Justice League. Only our moral code keeps us in line.
Exactly.
We don't really have a measure.
The security
for us.
drone at the end of the hallway short circuits and drops bodily, shattering on the ground in multiple pieces.
Is it really?
Cool, spare parts.
Exactly.
Is it really that fragile? That
No,
like
it's but the bits and pieces of it will
a 5-foot drop?
She's got parts, dude. Don't hate
You
on her.
just see-
She'd have dragged the full drone in. It really is a material.
It's true, I could have
Yeah.
grabbed it, like smashed it, like pulled it in.
So you go look for more parts.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
her
gonna go
story
see
she
what-
tells
'cause
us.
Obviously, that's just gonna be thrown
Yeah.
out. I'm used to garbage, so I'll just...
You move through everything. You're like, no, laser, dynamo, that, and you see a small box.
Cute.
It's like,
Cute.
You see a small black box
Oh, that's cute.
Less cute.
with
A black box.
Yes. And you know it's like that isn't necessary. So you're kind of going, don't want it. That's weird, odd. Yeah, and you can choose to throw it or not.
No, I'm gonna keep it.
Like,
Because it's odd.
Yeah.
Keep
and
the
then-
odd
It's
black
weird.
box.
Clearly a plot device.
yeah, exactly.
You just see Shortcut looking out the door. She's like, I just wanted to do good in school.
I can't get
I am so upset at the moral fiber of my fellow students.
So you
Well, at least we're
gather
all
what
having
parts
a
you want to use.
Yeah.
And go back into the classroom.
I'm gonna tell them what
bullets?
happened. Be
Okay.
like, hello guys.
Shoot
So,
bullets?
I solved the problem.
Does
It's
it?
not that
It doesn't
they're
shoot energy.
that
energy.
they have stopped shooting us. It's that they've just shut down
Yes.
completely. So we have actually no security system right now,
It's a gun.
which is good and
That's
bad
what they're for.
because this isn't a real threat. But who knows?
Okay.
Oh boy.
This is my walking stick. It is
So-
also a gun.
Bam!
So you do see
Yeah,
that
dude, your
when now
shoes-
the security
your
systems
energy
have been
is
shut
mostly
down,
still
Yeah.
and it returns to calm. You see the students who are outside. Somehow, the majority of the student population got outside. You're not too sure how. Probably something in relation to those pods that everyone goes into. But they start filing back,
Get
filing
launched
back
out of the
into
school.
Is there any last thing you guys would like to do before we end session? As the security is now settled, before you need to go talk to the headmaster about what happened.
Get back into my regular school uniform.
There you go.
No,
I'll
I'll wear my costume. I'm gonna not run away from what happened.
I'll take off my helmet, my leg pieces, and my body armor, but I always keep boots and
Let's
hands.
keep boots in hands. Done. Excellent. Okay. And as you look at this black box, you wonder what it could be for.
Can I do a technology check on it?
Can it's
Okay.
gonna require at least a 25.
That's not gonna stop her.
Yeah.
In no
should
way.
roll.
Okay, you
If you-
said
let
that,
me know
and now
if-
it's going to.
Let me know if you get a 30.
Well, if only
Does
we could
anyone
redo
unlock
your
other
roll.
Hey,
Five.
redo that.
Okay, I'll redo it. Yeah, 18 plus 13, so we're back over 30.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
So
Thank you.
what is the black box?
So-
That
I'm
is
about
me
to
helping
find
you.
out. Yeah, thank you. You're like, do it again.
So
he's
you
just
get,
like, I think I'm not sure what this is, and I'm like, are you sure?
Try, look at it again.
Look at it.
Best
Ah.
Nicole, step over here, please.
Oh yeah, sure, we'll do.
Oh shit, she's reading module.
Super secret.
Okay. Take this back over. Read everything from. If you can't read my writing, let me know. Everything from here to here.
Read the whole page.
No, I'm not reading the whole page.
You recognize the term class as exactly what it is, just how they classify the group, how they classify the different individuals.
Wait,
So,
which one?
yeah. Everything from here down to here.
Oh,
so
okay.
you got 30.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
And go ahead and go back and read.
We got module.
I learned something.
I want to see the rest of the page.
What did you learn?
I'm about to find out.
So you see a series of file folders, dozens upon dozens, and as you put on your headset and root through the systems, you find a single file, threat assessment.
Oh, okay. So there's A class, Alpha, greasy gear, hey, and less in suit than Beta. Moderate threat, local enforcement capable of dealing with Paragon in most cases, thin-blooded. B class, Beta, Arc, dangerous. Send other Paragons instead of local low enforcement, half-blooded. D class, Delta. Shortcut, extremely dangerous, approach with caution, genome tracked. E class, expulsion, Axis, world-scale threat, genetic family tracked. Original descended, do not trade, send at least 4 Paragons in case of rope. O class, Quantum, fen-blooded, no...
How does the classes actually rank?
You know that the classes are the way that they actually tell you to compete and get better. They're basically a way of grading the students.
So which is good and which is bad?
For you, A is the lowest. You're an average student, all
Okay.
the way up through. You haven't even heard of Class E. It's basically A class, lowest. B class, O you haven't heard of.
Yeah.
D class and E class, of which there's only ever been one, which is Axis.
Okay.
But now you're learning about O.
I'm the lowest! Woo!
So who's the O class?
Quantum.
Quantum.
What does O class mean? What does it say about me?
It just says, is it fen-blooded?
Full-blooded,
Yeah, full-blooded and no,
no ancestor.
well shit, no ancestor.
Okay.
I wish I knew what that meant, but that's
Take
all
some
I got.
solace in that, Quantum.
Well, I knew no one else in my family had any powers.
Wait, you're the only one in your fam jam with powers?
Yeah.
The only one in your fame, Jan.
You know, well, I mean,
I'm in
I
it
mean,
with
I know
powers.
You're in with it.
I didn't find out I had my powers till after my parents passed, so.
So as you
Oh,
see
I'm
the rest of the
sorry,
students
it's okay.
come back into the school, you now have a new understanding that probably you are the only ones
Mm.
who know that the classification of the students means much more than just how good you are at academia
Yeah.
and how advanced you are at your power knowledge.
So is the principal talking to us?
You are brought to Principal Tumult's office and asks you to recount the situation and recount what happened. What do you tell him?
I tell him that I blocked away I don't get anyone else in trouble.
Okay.
I tell him that someone tried to throw a vial of acid at me. I name the name of the person who did throw the vial of acid.
Because he did give names.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true. He told us everyone's names.
Yep.
I told the principal that I batted away and it hit a security panel,
Mm-hmm.
and that I'm very sorry.
Okay.
And that I tried to grapple the gentleman, and then combat shortly ended after that.
Okay.
'Cause I'm not
Principal
going to
Tumult.
snitch on my friends.
Principal
We're all
Tumult praises and gives you a commendation about two things. He gives you a commendation about keeping your friends safe and lauds you for taking it all on yourself as you told the story, but tells you that you should be able to, you should rely on your friends. You should be able to rely on your friends and classmates. And while he will deal with, and apparently now has no choice but to deal with, the upperclassmen, he says to you that it will be spoken of as a security malfunction. As you said, the vial of acid accidentally hit, and I will deal with the upperclassmen myself. If any of you speak of, actually talking to you since you're taking the blame yourself, you will not speak anything else of this to anyone, except perhaps your professor, that I would allow. He needs to know it. He needs to know about it. And I will deal with the upperclassmen myself. But if anyone else finds out about this, or if anyone else outside of the academy finds out that something could go wrong with our security system, that looks terribly bad on me.
All right,
So you'll keep that to yourself. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And
I want to ask about the Class O thing. So badly. I so badly want
No,
to ask.
no.
What the hell does Class O mean?
No, we'll hack into a system later.
Not now.
And that is where we will end the first
Yay.
session.
Yay!
This was
Right.
fun.
So thank you, audience, for tuning in today. As always, thank you for those who show your support, our patrons, as always, and thank you to all my players, especially our guest Arcada, for coming in for yet another game. And next month, I believe I'm allowed to announce this.
Yep.
Yes.
We're going to be having World of Darkness. I'm not sure which one or which section of the World
There
of
are
Darkness.
many worlds of
There are
darkness.
many worlds of darkness. But it'll be World of Darkness, and it'll be hosted for the first time ever by our player, Scott. He will be stepping into the shoes as a Game Master for the first time. So we're looking forward to that. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it. Follow us here or on Twitch or on YouTube, whichever one you are on. Please follow us on the other one. If you like what you saw here, please consider supporting us on Patreon or buying some of our merchandise.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.
That's it.
Bye.